Welcome to this deep dive. We're trying to cut through some of the noise today on cybersecurity essentials. We're really not here to just read you a glossary. Our
Mm.
goal, our mission, is to grasp the strategic shift that's happening, how modern defense sort of moved from just building higher walls to, well, assuming the bad guys might already be inside.
That's exactly it. That's the core idea.
Hmm.
Cybersecurity, fundamentally, it's about protecting your systems, your networks, applications, data, protecting them from unauthorized access or damage.
Right.
But the piece that often gets missed, it's not just a product you buy off the shelf.
Right.
It's dynamic.
Yep.
It's alive. It
Yeah.
has to be this blend of people, process, and technology. They all have to work together.
People, process, technology.
Yeah. To prevent disaster, sure, but also crucially to detect things,
Yeah.
to respond when prevention fails,
Yeah.
and then to recover.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. Before we dive into the tech side, why does the source material really hammer home this idea that security is like a societal imperative now? Why isn't it just the IT department's headache anymore?
Well, what's truly fascinating, I think, is just the sheer scope of the impact these days.
Yeah.
If you connect this to the bigger picture, look, a security failure today, it's not just, oh no, we lost some data. It can literally halt supply chains. It can compromise patient safety in hospitals.
Mhm.
Or, bring critical public infrastructure like power grids or water systems to a grinding halt.
Wow. That's
So when you maintain really rigorous security, you're doing more than protecting yourself. You're preserving public trust, financial stability, and importantly, you're showing due care to every single customer, every partner you work with.
and grounding this whole discussion, I mean, our sources point out the common ways people actually get hit. It's often not some super sophisticated movie plot hack, is it?
No, not usually.
The sources really highlight threats that are frankly pretty low tech but have a huge impact. Things like phishing and social engineering.
Targeting the people layer directly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that old chestnut, the insider threat, which, as the sources note, can be malicious, sure, but often it's just accidental, someone clicking the wrong link.
Precisely. And those low-tech entry points, that's exactly why the traditional model, build a strong wall around the office network. The perimeter defense, why it's basically failed,
Yep.
especially now with remote work and cloud services everywhere.
Right. The perimeter is gone.
It's porous at best. So this is where we really need to shift our mindset. We need to adopt these foundational principles for, well, real defense. First off, you absolutely have to manage for the CIA triad.
Okay. CIA. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability.
Exactly. Confidentiality, integrity, availability. You need security efforts that balance all three. You can't lock things down so tight that nobody can use them. Availability matters too.
So, if that old wall idea isn't enough, how do we actually structure a defense? Especially if we have to assume that, that one click, that accidental insider mistake, it's probably going to happen eventually.
Yeah, and that assumption leads us straight into the core modern strategy, zero trust.
Zero trust. Okay.
And this raises a really important question because it completely flips the script on the old way of thinking. We stop automatically trusting based on network location, like, oh, you're inside the office network. You must be okay.
Right. Inside doesn't mean safe anymore.
Not at all. We start trusting only the identity, verified strongly. The core idea is, well, it's simple, but it's transformative. Verify explicitly and crucially, assume breach.
Assume breach. Okay, that sounds a little scary.
It means you operate as if attackers are already inside or could be at any moment. Every user, every device, every application trying to access a resource has to prove who they are, every time. No exceptions based on where they are.
And if we're assuming breach, then I guess one checkpoint, one layer of security isn't going to cut it.
Exactly.
Which leads right into that other strategic concept, defense in depth. Our sources really emphasize this multiple layers, right?
Correct. Multiple overlapping controls. So you don't have that single point of failure. Defense in depth means, look, if the phishing protection somehow fails, then maybe the next layer, like strong identity verification or endpoint detection, catches it. And maybe most critically, once an attacker does get a foothold somewhere, we have to limit how far they can move. Limit that lateral movement.
Stop them from roaming around the network.
Precisely. And that's why concepts like applying the principle of least privilege, only giving users the minimum access they need to do their jobs.
Right, least privilege.
And segmenting networks, breaking your network into smaller, isolated zones. They aren't just technical jargon. They're absolutely essential design elements. They limit the blast radius if or when someone gets past that front door.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks then. For you listening right now, What are the most crucial, like, quick hit actions from the source material? The things that give the biggest security bang for your buck right now? The sources are pretty clear on this. Identity and access management is huge. That means, practically speaking, turn on MFA everywhere.
Yeah.
Multi-factor authentication, just do it.
Absolutely critical.
And use a password manager. Stop reusing passwords. And don't forget preparation. Back up your critical data regularly. But here's the key bit. You absolutely must test the restores.
Yes. So many people back up, but never check if they can actually get the data back. A backup you can't restore is useless.
Exactly.
And we have to stress again that people layer, governance, training.
Yeah.
That's your first line of defense, really. Users need to be trained constantly to spot phishing attempts, to understand their role in security, and importantly, to report incidents without fear of blame.
Create that security culture.
You got it. Ultimately, effective cybersecurity isn't a destination. It's not a solved problem. It's this continuous cycle of managing risk. Identify, assess, mitigate, monitor, improve, over and over.
So, okay, wrapping this up. What does this all really mean? The bottom line seems to be, if you do security well, strategically, it's about way more than just protecting data bits. It protects actual value, it enables trust with your customers and partners, and yeah, it keeps you compliant.
Absolutely. And the sources close with a really interesting point. Done well, security actually lets innovation move faster because the risks are understood and managed, not just ignored.
Faster. That seems counterintuitive to some people. Security's slowing things down.
Right, but think about it. It suggests a provocative thought for you to mull over. How can these necessary controls, we talked about things like applying least privilege very strictly or carefully segmenting networks, how can those things actually enable new business goals? How can they help you adopt new tech faster and safer, rather than just being seen as restrictions?
Security as an enabler, not just a blocker. That's definitely something to think about.